Alright, this is a settings video for you guys. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for one. Um, I'll throw up on the screen here all my settings that I have. Those are just general settings. So a lot of you guys are asking what my sensitivity is, and I have a really strict opinion about sensitivity. Sensitivity is all preference in my eyes, so I don't really think you should be following what my sensitivity is. You should find something that you're comfortable with and stick with it. Also, I have in this video some things that I wanted to talk about, specifically for mouse and keyboard, because I think those settings are kind of essential. For one, I like to keep my crouch on hold because crouching is pretty essential. You're gonna need it for like strafing and making yourself smaller sometimes, Gandhi hopping, and then also like you can make jumps without clambering sometimes. So like this is an example right here. You can make this jump like that. So this is another jump right here. You would actually have to clamber if you don't crouch, but if you have crouch and you regularly press crouch, you can just make the jump like that. Makes the game feel a lot more smoother. Having it on toggle made the game actually feel clunkier for me, and I feel like you can do a lot more precise jumps and have more precise movement by having it on hold to crouch. So for toggle zoom, you're gonna be descoping, like descope battling a lot. So I think it's just more efficient to press it one time, and then when you get descoped, all you have to do is press it again instead of having to hold it and then descope, and then you'd have to let go of the mouse and then press the mouse again, and then you'd have to do that over and over during a descope battle. So descope battles are actually pretty common. You'll find yourself in a lot of those. So I don't know, for me I think toggle zoom is a lot better. So for my sensitivity, I run 3 sensitivity at 450 DPI. I don't have mouse acceleration. I pretty much have the same sens across all my games. I've always stuck with this sensitivity, and I'm just really comfortable with it. For me, a general rule of thumb with sensitivity is to swipe your mouse across your mouse pad, and one swipe should be a 180. So for me, that was a swipe, and that was a 180. So horizontally across your mouse pad, it should be a 180. That's my general rule of thumb. This is kind of like a niche thing for me. I actually do use the walk key. It's binded on alt for me, and I just use the alt key to be more mindful and slow down my game. So oftentimes you won't have your shields recharged, or you're waiting for power weapons, and I need to stay in cover. So sometimes you'll see in my videos that I kind of just like walk and don't peek anything if I need my shields to be recharged or something like that. So I actually have some really important ones. So the first one I want to go over is throwing grenades. So most people just have their grenades binded on G, and it's not really a bad thing. I actually have it binded on G, but if you look at my settings, I have it binded on Q too. So you're very limited by your movement in mouse and keyboard. And say you wanted to like strafe left and then throw a grenade like that, you would press G, and that's easy. But try to like strafe right and press G, and it's really hard to do. You'd have to use kind of like some kind of amalgamation of your fingers to actually try to do that. And I just have it by my Q for like these exact moments. So for example, if I wanted to peek right and throw your nade, you just press Q here. So you peek right and throw a Q, and it makes it a lot easier. And you can keep your movement keys, which are like pretty essential keys that you should have free pretty much all the time. You can keep like your movement keys available for you, because all you'd have to do is once again press right and throw it with your Q button. So even if you had like to peek left, you have your G key, right? And then if you'd have to peek right, you'd have your Q key. So that's kind of like my problem with the utility button. The utility button is actually binded on Q on default. I have it bounded on a mouse button, once again to keep your movement keys free because you're gonna need to be using it all the time, you'd have the same problem with using your utility on only Q. Because for example, if you needed to walk left and use your utility with Q, it'd be kind of awkward. Also, if you needed to walk forward and left and use your utility, it'd be awkward with your fingers. I encourage you to go try it in the training. So like if I had to like repulse someone, I mean this is a really bad example, but say I'd have to repulse someone over here, it'd be very awkward to like walk like this, like walk towards this diagonal and then try to press Q, because then you'd have to stop, press Q, and then walk back, when you can just keep it into one fluid motion like this by just having it on a mouse button. Now I'm like saying a lot, but like you gotta actually go into the training and actually try it if you're a mouse and keyboard player, because it actually can make a big difference. Once again, I encourage you to go to the training and try those two main keybinds for you to change, the throwing the grenades and the use equipment. I think those are pretty essential if you're a mouse and keyboard player. Yeah, but I was trying to keep it nice and simple for you guys. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. I'll do my best to respond to the comments. Thank you for the support in my last videos. I can see what you guys are commenting, and I know you guys wanted this video, so I've been trying my best. I'm gonna try to experience with different formats and stuff and see if you guys like that. See ya.